retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with a cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Beat in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline.
Love that fucking song.
It is a good
I love
song.
that intro. It's fantastic.
That's a good song. It's a good song. It's a fantastic song. Well, this part of the show is not mine to take over, Mr. Max. So I will let you do your introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, rebellionites of all ages. I know it's been a while, but fuck. You know, technical difficulties and all. Having still Wi-Fi and fucking, you know, democracy, you know. I'm not going to say anything else. Anyways.
Yeah.
Blame the bugs or the automatrons, whichever one you prefer. Go ahead. Oh, I can't share that. Well, fuck it. Anyways.
Wi-Fi on the pole in the front yard is what Mason said.
Wi-Fi on a pole match. That's right.
Well, let me just get this hyped up while you're getting everything all situated on your end. Ladies and gentlemen, Malcolm King here, CEO of CWN Championship Wrestling Network, alongside the CEO of Rebellion, Chris Mack, and we have Lavender D, the general manager of CWN Live and in living color, and we have Rebellion. This is the CWN Friday Night Fire presents SuperShow, and exciting to see the Rebellion Nights is what you said, right, Mac? When you were introducing it, Rebellion Nights.
That is what we call them.
Here, live
Rebellion
in the
Nights,
arena,
baby.
and what a way to kick off a Friday evening with Rebellion, followed by Fire. I can't wait. And I heard that you had some interesting things take place on your show, Mr. Max. Some matches that seem to shock the masses.
Well, let's go over the card right quick. This is episode 4, titled Introduction to Anarchy. And this is what that means. Because I know what everybody's asking. What the fuck? Our second championship is called the Anarchy Championship. It's going to be a little different. Every match that Anarchy Championship is contested under will have special stipulations each and every time. Could be Asylum rules. Could be Ultimate X. Could be a flaming barbed wire exploding death match sometimes.
That sounds frightening.
But to the victor goes the spoils, because after a number of defenses, and we haven't quite determined that yet, we're getting down to that, there will be an option C. You can trade in that Anarchy Championship for a shot at the Rebellion World Championship.
Interesting.
I like that concept.
That's our Anarchy Championship. So what I decided to do was give the world a taste of Anarchy. We had 2 big matches. Our first match was a last chance, last man standing elimination match. This was part of the Rebellion World Heavyweight Championship tournament. We had a lot of people in here. You know, they had a couple losses. And the way the tournament plays out, 3 strikes and you're out.
3, you're out.
And we had Casey Luchador taking on Southern Heart, Dominator, Ray Coleman, Michael Coleman, and Damian Wolf. Full reign through the bunker. Eliminations could happen any and everywhere. And trust me, they did. But we're going to get to that. And then our main event of the evening, tag team match. Asylum rules. Because let's be honest. Extreme rules aren't quite extreme enough. You know, we needed something a little more. We got to turn it up to 11. You know, and who doesn't love a good Asylum Rules match? You know,
I mean, they
Good point.
kind of
we.
scared me a little bit.
As long as they're not in the asylum, I'm cool with it.
I mean, we're not in the asylum. I did bring in a siren. I did bring in one of the doctors to be the referee there, and that was we had Genghis Bong and Titan taking on Sarabai and Sabrina the Psycho, kind of a battle of families, if you will.
Interesting.
That was also this wins losses goes towards this tournament.
And shout out real quick while you're getting that all set up there. Shout out to Mason. Shout out to Danny Darko. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop!
Dominator.
Y'all share this shit,
And
bro.
share it, like it, react,
Tag, comment.
people. Definitely when you hear names and
Absolutely.
matches, if you know the people, tag them. And Southern
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Heart, this is just starting. You are not late. Carry on,
You're
Mr.
not late.
Mr. Riddle.
I'm
Or
gonna.
sorry, Mac.
I was about to say,
You are
who's
not
Riddle?
Riddle.
Chris
You're
Mack?
not-
Okay. Let's
y'all
let's
like a
clear
lot
this
of
up though.
lies.
Let's clear this up though.
A lot of like.
I have to let the world know I can't take all the credit for this for Rebellion. This was founded by none other than Big Daddy Juggalo, the psychopathic assassin himself, a long time ago.
That sounds about right.
And I heard he was saving up a bunch of that. And this is something you two would know a lot about. That renegade money.
Oh God.
And I was told those shares he had over in CWN, he sold those to you, and he used that money to get this bad boy rolling again.
That's actually impressive.
I know
mean,
he
I'm
did
trying to
something
get
smart,
out of
believe it
state.
or not. Because I mean, you guys didn't seriously want him with any kind of shares there. I mean, Jackson Law bad enough having any kind of power,
And Austin Kruger when he had shares.
and Austin
also
Kruger
sucked.
and Flower Princess.
All of above was not fun.
Yeah. Dark times. I did get those shares back from all of them though for dirt cheap.
Well, I heard Riddles didn't go cheap. I heard he was a little smarter than that time. I heard he had a lawyer though. I heard that was
the only one
really
who had
the
a
deciding factor. He had a lawyer. Because if anybody needs one, it's that guy. I'm just saying.
Yeah, agreed. You know, Jackson and Flower Princess essentially just handed it over to us. They didn't even care anymore. They're like, you can have it.
I mean,
Well-
to be fair, they had so much money at that point that I remember at one point walking into the locker room and Flower
Wow.
Princess was using her renegade money as tissues, like for her nose.
Yeah.
That sounds like a terrible idea. Let's jump back into your show though here, man. Mason power for today. No.
Anyways, but we digress. Let's get down to it here. Eliminations went down like this, and I'm going to save the winner for last. I'm not going to spoil this. But our first two eliminations, believe it or not, were kind of simultaneous. One right after the other, and that was Michael Coleman and Ray Coleman, of course. Apparently, they had gotten into Mr. Riddle's stash and discovered the new CTC strain, and the referee had no choice. They were found passed out, and they couldn't answer the 10 count. So
That's
if that
fantastic.
tells you anything about that strain.
Fucking cucks.
Lightweights, man. Lightweights. Although I did hear Ashton Anders did not pass out.
That's impressive.
High tolerance. Our next elimination was Damian Wolf. Damian Wolf he seemingly had things looking his way. He and Southern Heart were on the upper levels of the bunker here, and he had her set up for that. What is it? The final notice.
Uh-oh.
That spinning elbow strike. And at the last second, Southern Heart was able to get out of the way. Damian Wolf kind of seemingly one-handed kind of caught his balance back, but was attacked by a man, a hooded man. We couldn't see who this was, with a baseball bat. And he pushed Damian Wolf with the bat, and as he did, his full weight fell upon that rail. The old rusted rail there gave way, and Damian Wolf fell about 10 feet there and landed on some production crates in the back. The referee had no choice to count him out. He's eliminated from the match and from the tournament. Then we had Southern Heart, Casey Luchador, and Dominator left. These three were battling it out. As Southern Heart was making her way down from that upper level, it seemed like Casey Luchador had made his way on top of the shipping container that we kind of customized for the entrance here, and he leaped and he nailed a huge hurricanrana on Southern Heart, taking her out for the count.
Oh, man.
This left KC, Luchador, and Dominator, two men who've re-sparked a rivalry here in Rebellion. Dominator taking a huge upset loss to Casey Luchador a while back. Had something to prove here tonight as the two men made their way back to the ring area that they didn't even really make it into the ring. They were in the ringside area as Casey Luchador, he slid into the ring and he went for a huge tope suicida, but Dominator at the last, and I don't even know how he did this. He went Ultra Instinct for a second here. He grabbed Casey Luchador out of midair and nailed the brain buster, sending Luchador through that, not the same table, of course, but the table that was in the same area, that timekeeper's table there by ringside, and Casey Luchador just couldn't get up. Dominator finally getting the win back over Casey Luchador and getting a huge one at that. He is, all these eliminations, they're out of the tournament. He is the last man standing, and he is the last man from this match in the tournament. He moves on to the next round.
Congrats. I must ask, do your wrestlers wrestle in their ring? Do you foresee anyone making it to the ring tonight?
Oh, yes, absolutely. This is episode 4, our last 3 episodes. For the tournament, everything has been in the ring. This is the first time we got any, I say in the ring. We don't have a count-out rule for our normal matches around here. But there is a rule. You can't just grab a chair and use, you can use the table, you can throw your opponent to the steps or the guardrail, but you can't physically pick anything up unless it's, special stipulations for the match. We give our wrestlers a little more freedom to get creative.
Oh, okay. I like that.
This brought us to our main event of the evening. The clash of families, if you will.
Oof.
Genghis Bong and his quote-unquote son, Titan, taking on, if I'm correct here, it's the current CWN Unity Tag Team Champions.
Yep.
The Psycho Avatars, the husband and wife of Sarabai and Sabrina the Psycho. This was Asylum Rules.
Asylum Rules, right? So
yes.
Fitting for who's in the match.
This was really, really anything goes. And after the past 2 weeks of build up here, I mean, these three, it didn't disappoint. They showed that why this should have been Asylum Rules. A lot of back and forth action. We've seen chairs, we've seen tables, the steps, the barricades. I see that cheese grater.
Really?
At one point, Titan had that cheese grater grinding on the forehead of Sarabai. And
Ooh.
Sarabai, as awful as that sounds, had this huge, like Cheshire cat-esque grin, as if he was enjoying it. The warm feeling of the blood streaming down his face, making that crimson mask. It was something. It was a sight to see. It was a sight to see for sure.
Sounds about right.
Sabrina got put through a flaming table. The skin. He would need a skin graft though after that. That is for sure.
All right. Oh man.
But that wasn't all. Finally, when it seemed the crescendo of violence here had reached its peak, BD30 signaled to Titan to hold Sabrina. As he picked up Sarabai and he grabbed a chair, he wrapped the chair, he opened the chair and put it around Sarabai's head and nailed the slightly faded stunner, sending the chair crashing into Sarabai's throat and then to him to the mat. But that wasn't all. He told Titan to, and lack for of better terms, to make the woman, that's not quite the word he used, watch. As he took Sarabai, very, very similar to how he did Dominator in our first episode, in that THC choke, and just proceeded to choke the life out of him as the blood began just squirting out of the forehead of Sarabai. He couldn't tap. He knocked out, but Sabrina began yelling, "We quit. We quit." And that is what stopped the match. Sarabai said that he wanted BD30 to send a kill shot, and that is exactly what happened.
Yeah, hashtag be careful what you wish for there, man.
Absolutely.
Poor Sarabai. I mean, it sounds like you got something brewing over there, Mr. Mac, with Rebellion, and it's exciting to actually be
We're
able
working
to
our way
be at the show and
slowly
see it.
to our first pay-per-view, Anarchy Revolution. We're going to determine the world champion, and we will determine our Anarchy champion at that event.
Nice.
That's exciting. Exciting. Probably not for Sarabai, who is
Well,
being tended to, smelling salts, things of that nature. And
as brutal as that was, Sarabai still is still in the tournament. He has to be defeated one more time to be eliminated from this tournament. And now Sabrina with 2 losses.
uh-oh. Bye-bye, birdie.
So one more strike and they're out of there.
Well, on the plus side.
Correction. I believe Sabrina was perfect up until this match. Actually, I think I had made a typo. Yes, that I believe. Let's see, episode 3. What was my episode 3? Yeah, I've been I've gotten in the riddle strain myself. It's been paying me in hash points here and there to keep everything under line, So yeah, Sabrina was perfect up until that match. So that was her first loss. Excuse me. Sabrina now 3-1.
Yeah, well, what better motivator than impending elimination from this illustrious tournament than a loss. So I feel like their next opponents are going to have to bring their absolute best to keep Sarabai and Sabrina from from making it 2 set tournament. So
Absolutely. But now, folks, I think it's about time we turn our attention from the MPCW bunker to Chicago and
good
Friday
old
Night Fire.
Chicago. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. As we make our way to Chicago here, ladies and gentlemen, for Friday Night Fire. Let's go on and just hit them with that intro there as we take a second to switch everything over. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we are here live at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois, home of one of our very own phenom stars, the legend etched in stone, Trey Camp. Um, let's just say that our show probably not as anarchy as Rebellion, but it was full of
Hey,
freaking
join the rebellion, baby.
It was full of absolute chaos. Let me just say this before we jump into our show. We got 4 people watching. Let's try and get more people here watching the show. Now it's at 5. Those 5 people, if you hear a match, if you hear the names of the people in the match, please make sure to tag them, as we did not do that for Rebellion. And I am very disappointed in the individuals that were watching that show that did not tag these people. But I digress. Let's jump into Friday Night Fire, shall we? 7 matches. You know, Malcolm King doesn't do anything but produce absolute gold. All of these matches could have been main events in their respectful rights. So, let's jump right into it. Now, usually I color code things and blah, 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 and all that jazz. Yeah, whatever. I was busy this week, so I did not do that. However, we will just take turns.
It's not nearly as fun as color coding.
We'll take turns. Match number 1, ladies and gentlemen, is a singles match. It is a 20-minute time limit here between the returning Cletus the Bum as he takes on Brockus. And Lavi, we haven't heard very much from you this evening, so we will let you go on and enlighten us with this match, because Dominator and Mason seem to love Lavender D. The Dark Falcons, as they're calling themselves, seem to be fans of you.
I mean, look at me. I got 2 coffees. I got my dog. I'm fantastic. I get it. First of all, first match 1.
Still better than the frenemies.
Still better than
I like that name way better.
Way better.
Like
way
the
better
Dark
name.
Falcon better. It sounds like an evil hero or something.
I love it. Who do you 2 see winning this match? Is the first question here.
What match is this one again?
Match 1. It's Cletus the Bum versus Brockus.
Gotcha. I'm biased. What can I say? Not taking anything away from the man who lives. Very decorated competitor. Very great competitor inside those ropes.
Wow.
But if the man can, if he can tap into that, when he taps into that more hardcore side, Cletus is definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Very true. And we all know Levy loves Cletus. I offered to buy him a castle recently. He keeps saying no to apartments, to condos, And I was scrolling on some like Zello and just looking at things I wanted to buy.
I have an idea.
Hmm.
To make him feel at home. He won't accept quote unquote a home. Buy him a park.
Buy him a park.
I'm thinking a tiny home in a park, or like buy him some land that's his land. He can do what he pleases with it, but it's still like
I say you should buy him a bench for a bed at least.
That makes sense. Or maybe like
He's
a
only
shark
used to it. He doesn't know how to sleep on a normal bed. The man's been homeless forever, you know?
Do we know
He's kind
when
of
Cletus the bum?
it's kind of like
the bum
someone who
not-
spends most of their life in prison, if you will. He's homeless eyes instead of an institutionalized, you know? That's all he knows.
Where does he sleep when we're like on tour and stuff?
He finds a park bench nearby.
Yeah, the nearest park bench.
We
It
can-
literally
Yeah.
says that in
Yeah.
his.
After the shows, everyone goes to after parties, and then everyone has a limo to their hotels. And you're telling me he limos to
Cletus
the
just
park?
wobbles
No, walks.
and
He
stumbles his way
the
to
nearest
the nearest
park.
park bench.
Who's sleeping in his room? Because it's always dirty.
That's a good question.
Maybe
Hmm.
maybe their initial
Maybe he trades the
PM.
homeless guy in the park the room for the night so he can sleep on his bench.
or maybe the person who's in his room, their initials are PM. But anyways, let's pick. Let me join in on the fun here and make my pick. And it's definitely not what either of you two are saying. I am not picking Cletus. I don't even think he would be sober enough to focus on this match. So I am going to go on to choose a member of the new breed, that being Brockus.
Boo! That's a horrible pick. Boo! Anyways, let's start the match. At the sound of the bell, Cletus slaps Brockus across the face to start the match. I
Ooh.
guess that's where we're slapping people. He immediately rolls right out of the ring after slapping Brockus, and after several moments of playing cat and mouse, Cletus slides under the bottom rope and waits for Brockus to follow. Brockus would roll out under the bottom rope and is met with repeated stomps. Cletus would dominate the match for the next several minutes, and Cletus connects with a.
You know what's funny to me? It's funny to me is not only does Donald Smith struggle with that word. Now the Icelandic princess here is struggling with the word Yakuza. Clearly, neither of them have been in any dark alleys with some angry.
Well, I'm sure when Lavender
Eastern
frequents
European
Japan,
individuals.
she doesn't frequent those type of places.
Exactly.
Totally right.
Anyway,
Totally right.
the Yakuza kick and it hooks the leg, but Brockus gets his shoulder up at 2. For the next several minutes, the match is back and forth, and Cletus attempts to hit the drunk style spinning wheel kick, but Brockus dodges and hits a corporate spear.
Ooh,
Damn, that was a hard
Oof.
spear too. Brockus sets
That's
Cletus
what she
up
said.
and connects with that Mother Russia, that Hangman DDT.
Mother Russia.
Brutal.
Nah.
Yeah.
Brockus hooks the leg and picks up the pinfall. After the match, Cletus would viciously assault Brockus, only exiting once Michael the Angel made his way to the ring. Unfortunately, the winner is Brockus.
Hey, Brackus lives. I mean,
Brockus lives. However, he definitely paid for it. This mean
absolutely.
that you mentioned, Mac. The old habits die hard. That mean streak that you mentioned about Cletus having that hardcore mentality and showing that other side, he definitely did show it. However, he did it after the match, not during the match. So maybe if he could figure out incorporating that in his matches, but I mean, he lost the match, but I'd say he feels very victorious after what he did to Brockus after the match. So
Mhm.
it's it was actually very interesting to see, especially for our first match here in Chicago. And if this is the standard bear that we're gonna have for tonight, I assure everyone watching that it is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Just based off of match number one. But match number two, ladies and gentlemen, a singles match, another 20-minute time limit. Features one half of the American Revolution Elite, Johnny Rockstar, as he takes on the Southern Heart. Now, both of these competitors had a lot to prove. They've both been on these up and down roller coaster type weeks leading up to tonight's match. And they did just that, ladies and gentlemen, as they put on a 5-star match, as Rockstar was able to survive a heart punch followed by a heart
Ooh.
stomp by
Ooh.
getting his foot on the bottom rope, breaking that pinfall. Now, ring awareness, obviously a little bit rusty with Southern Heart. Had she had him further inside of that ring, I'm sure she probably will be walking out victorious after both of those moves. But after several minutes of back and forth action, Rockstar would plant Southern Heart in the center of the ring with a devastating tornado DDT, followed by a picture perfect shooting star press to
Oof.
secure a pinfall victory. So, winner of match number two, ladies and gentlemen, is Johnny Rockstar. I also did not ask you guys who you were going to pick for that match, and it's
I
okay
gotta
because
say, working out with Luchador, that showed it right there. That beautiful shooting star press shows where his training's been.
they're great. I would agree 100%. And you know, Luchador is the CWN Intercontinental Champion, so he's upped his game. We will see him in action tonight as he takes on my muscle, the Gypsy Freak. But he upped his game, and it looks like Rockstar is trying to stay in line with that. Doesn't want to get passed up or left behind. So uh, great to see Rockstar show up tonight, put on one hell of a match with Southern Heart here. Both competitors, tip of the hat to both of them. However, Rockstar does walk out victorious, courtesy of a shooting star press. Um, Match number three, ladies and gentlemen. It's a tag team match. It is a non-title match, and it is the debut of the Dark Falcons, Mason Stevens and Dominator, as they take on the CWN Unity Tag Team Champions, the Psycho Avatars, Sarabai and Sabrina Mack. Who are you picking here? Is it Dark Falcons or Psycho Avatars?
Well, I mean, that's a tough one. You got Mason Stevens, who is, as of late, he's been kind of on an uptick and showing a lot more confidence in and out of the ring. Dominator picking up a huge victory earlier on the Rebellion results show, but then you got Sarabai and Sabrina on a roller coaster here. But this, even though this is non-title, pinning the champions in any kind of match, it's got to put you to the front of the line. So they still have a lot to prove for there. Um, uh, you know what? I put them over there. Let's go Dark Falcons in their
Wow.
debut.
I like
Come on.
it. I like it, Riddle. I like it. I
Who's
like
that? He's not here. Where's he at?
uh, listen, god damn it. Chris Mack, you're gonna have to shave your facial hair next time I see you. You've been rocking the riddle for a
Oof.
long
Oof.
time. A
Oof.
long time. You've been rocking
Oof.
the riddle for a long, long time.
No, anything but that.
Lavy, Lavy, my dear. And real quick too, I do want to mention Cherry May is watching this match very, very closely. She is the general manager of the tag team division, so a lot of stock in this match. So Cherry May is here live, ladies and gentlemen, watching this match. Um, Lavi, my dear, Dark Falcons or Psycho Avatars?
I'm very torn because I love like an underdog. I love the idea of like debut match, getting a win. But Sabrina, she's my girl. As much as she is a psycho, she's my girl, and I really firm believe in all of my girls are more than capable to win any match they're a part of. But also, the Unity Tag Team champs are the Unity Tag Team champs for a reason. And it's not because they're mediocre.
Well, adding fuel to the fire there, calling the Dark Falcons underdogs. I'm sure that's going to help motivate them to perform at a top tier, high, top notch level.
I hope so. I would like to
But
see them win. Like, that's my pick is them. But if I'm going from a logistics, like, we're not looking at them being an underdog. We're looking at talent. Obviously, Psycho Avatars. Those two, they know each other. Like, Mason and Dominator are great competitors. But Sarabai and Sabrina, they're lovers. They're competitors. Those two know exactly what each other are thinking at all times. And that's what makes them such a good pairing. I mean, it's like Jackson and Flower Princess. Like, they know each other so well that just a slight eyebrow raise can change the entire match, and they didn't even say anything.
that is a fair point. Well, since it's one of your girls, Livy, I will go ahead and let you call this match.
Of course. So the match actually never got officially started as both teams had a huge brawl backstage. The Dark Falcons and Psycho Avatars backstage were battling everywhere. They destroyed the catering area. Luckily, we're in Chicago, so we'll just order some Chicago dogs from like a food stand. But still, that sucks. They then went and destroyed the locker room area, and the fight would eventually spill through the curtains down the entrance ramp into the ringside area. Both teams would end up in the center of the ring exchanging left and right, hitting each other with everything but the kitchen sink, and every member of the security team would try to get in the ring and break up the brawl, but then they would end up on their backs in the ring. So we don't currently have any security that are not on their backs in the ring. The two teams continued to destroy each other in the ring, but the lights began to flicker.
Oh, shit.
Malcolm, did you pay the bill?
I'm 100% good to go.
Well, that only means one thing, and sure enough, the circus music would fill the United Center, as I expected they would show up eventually. And the arrival of the Dark Circus was enough to force both teams to stop fighting, which was great. And they looked around the arena for where the attack would come from, but the lights would just go out, complete black. Commotion would be heard in the dark, and once the lights came back on, both teams were laid out in and around ringside. And there was not a single Dark Circus member to be seen. So, I mean, it was a no contest. You can't compete if the bell never rang.
And if you can't get up, I mean, I have no idea what took place, what transpired, what happened when these lights went out here. However, when they came back on, it was very, very relevant that both the Dark Falcons and the Psycho Avatars fell victim to the Dark Circus. So that usually changes the landscape of things. Now, listen, before we jump into this next match, we have heard mentions from both of these teams in regards to the Dark Circus, and imitation is the best form of flattery and all that BS and whatnot. And I'm starting to be concerned about the intelligence level of these competitors here. Whenever you mention the Dark Circus, something bad usually happens to you, and it doesn't. It's usually instant, like it's almost immediate that they remind everyone exactly who they are, what they are capable of, what they bring to the table. And right now, even with T-Wolf being out for months, even with Dark Mayhem leaving the Dark Circus and being out for months, still to have those three, Jackson Law, Flower Princess, Crisis, still representing the Dark Circus, still roaming around. Um, that is still one of the most dangerous factions here in CWN. So, with that being said, hopefully we get more answers and we can figure out exactly what took place during that match. And I'm sure if I know the Dark Circus as well as we all do, we're probably going to find that out very, very soon. But moving on to the next match, ladies and gentlemen, um, co-main event number one of the evening, a singles match, no time limit, but it is no DQ, featuring one half of the or a member of the Dark Circus, Jackson Law, as he takes on the legendary Psycho Mike. And these two men uh, destroyed one another in that ring. The legendary Psycho Mike definitely showed signs of fight and aggression and that hardcore mentality, but he's in the ring with one of the best in-ring tacticians in the game. He can pick you apart. If you want to take it high flying, he can match you there. If you want to be technical, he can match you there. If you want to be a brawler, he'll match you there. And Jackson Law definitely just had Psycho Mike off balance
Whoever,
pretty much
whichever.
for right off balance for a great duration of this match, and it turned into a absolute brutal bloodbath here as Law would hit that hallowed ground, the curb stomp, not once, not twice, but three times. He would then proceed to pull just out of it, dazed and confused, so to speak, Psycho Mike to his feet and connect with three, kneel at the altars before finally hooking the leg, and the referee would count 1, 2, 3. So winner of this match, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than Jackson Law, and you know it took a number of individuals, security, superstars, things of that nature, in it to try and stop the after match attack there, as Law took off on competitors that came out to try and help restrain them. As we all know, there was a lot of individuals who showed up during Massacre Championship, so a lot of receipts are in order here with Law. So he definitely was a man possessed, but eventually security was able to restrain him, get him to the back, and out of the ring, as we are waiting on word on the condition of Psycho Mike here after that brutal match. And look, I didn't even have to be concerned or worried about that briefcase changing hands or having to write up a contract for it, because we never got an answer in regards to it. So we could just move on to the next match, ladies and gentlemen, the second co-main event of the evening. It's a champion versus champion match. Features the CWN Intercontinental Champion, one half of the American Revolution Elite, Casey Luch Dorsey, takes on the CWN Boundless Champion, the Gypsy Freak, and Riddle, or Mac Riddle. You know, Dominator's like, his name is Chris motherfucking Mac is his name. That is true.
We
That is
only
true.
grew up together. We were only brothers. We were.
Listen, I am doing that just to just to piss off the locker room and fans that are watching, because it seems to be inciting a lot of irritated people. So, Mac, I will let you call this match here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following match was the Intercontinental Champion taking on the. I ain't saying it.
Oh God!
All right, this is where you mute everyone mutes so they can.
Down this. say the title if you say it in a different way, whether it's that way or the way I did it. It's just more fun.
Champion. And boy, what a match this was. Gypsy looked absolutely unfucking stoppable in this champion versus champion match in the first stages of this match, if you will. Gypsy had a counter for everything, had an answer for everything. Luchador tried to throw at her. Luchador, however, managed to fight back. However, after countering the crystal ball, that running bulldog, and connect a series of super kicks, and I'm talking, he went bow, 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 bow. Like I have never seen anything like that in my life. It was a super kick party. Trademark.
Yeah. We're trademarking that right now.
Yep, because if not, we're going to get sued. We will not be all elite. Luchador had multiple near falls, but Gypsy showed a lot of determination, resilience. Luchador would then take on his lucha skills, go high risk, hitting a springboard cutter, but it was only good for a 2 count. Luchador would then climb up to the top rope, going up again. But he was met with that voodoo kiss. Oh, excuse me. Knee to the face, the step-up knee strike.
On the top rope?
On the top, just boop, 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 pow. I think Gypsy even had to catch him to keep him from falling over backwards off of the top of the turnbuckle into the floor. And then she followed that up with the terror card, that twisted split neck breaker from the top rope, and picked up the pinfall. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the Boundless Champion.
Boundless
Champion Gypsy Freak.
That is 100% your fault there, Mr.
That's
Mac.
my fault. I got to take full responsibility this time.
1,000%.
I did it for Donald Smith. I did it for the people.
I did it for Donald Smith. Well, ladies and gentlemen, congrats to the Muscle Gypsy taking out the Intercontinental Champion in an impressive match there by both individuals, both champions there. But we are moving on to the first main event of the evening.
And this is the man you've been talking about is in this match.
Yeah. Yes. I will make sure I call him Chris.
Maybe that's what it was. You were excited for this match.
Well, listen, we're in Chicago. This match is it has a lot.
This match has been brewing and bubbling and boiling, steaming,
literally. And these
since
two
it was announced
are chomping at the bit to try and rip one another apart.
Absolutely,
it is a tables match, ladies and gentlemen. The CWN All Allegiance champion Casey Riddle takes on the legend etched in stone Trey Camp. And ladies and gentlemen, as soon as the bell rings, Trey and Riddle begin to tear each other apart. The two gladiators fight would end up on the outside of the ring in no time as they utilize the environment on the outside to inflict as much pain to one another as possible. For several minutes, Riddle would use a steel chair, attacking various spots on Trey, all while taunting Trey's mother, who is sitting ringside. Which we were aware that,
a lot of talk about Mama Camp this week.
Mama Camp was going to be there. Riddle would use, like I said, the steel chair, attacking various spots, taunting Mama Camp, who is sitting ringside. Trey begins to fight back, ladies and gentlemen, shifting momentum as he slams Riddle back first into the barricade several times. With Riddle down, recuperating, Trey would take his time, setting up a couple of tables right in front of where Mama Camp is sitting. Trey attempts to suplex Riddle through the tables, but Riddle fights back, escaping the attempt at the suplex, as well as impending doom of going through those tables. Both men would continue to go at one another and eventually would end up in the ring again as Riddle would go for the no jackhammer needed, but Trey counters with a L7, that super kick.
Oh,
Riddle bounces off the ropes, however, and still connects the no jackhammer needed. So
wow.
crazy,
That
crazy.
that had to be pure instinct
Well, absolutely.
because
I
the
would agree.
force that Trey Camp throws that L7. We've seen Luchador earlier with a super kick party, and we've seen people throw multiple super kicks all match long. But that one kick
Yeah,
from the Legend and stuff that could end the match anytime right there.
agreed. Absolutely
So
agreed. And
that's pure ring awareness and just instinct. The man could have
uh,
been knocked out and just did it, and we wouldn't have known.
right, right, absolutely. And both men are down for several minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, one just received a super kick, the other one just got
Absolutely,
speared in half.
absolutely.
Um, but would eventually begin to make it to their feet. Trey clotheslines Riddle over the top rope and to the outside. On the outside, Trey and Riddle begin exchanging lefts and rights as Riddle gets the upper hand and repeatedly bounces Trey's head off of the
Ooh,
padded barricade in front of his mother.
thank goodness it
Riddle,
was at least padded.
yeah,
So
it's
it
not
made it a
like
little
yours.
bit softer. I'm sure it didn't just you know keep it like he was just touching a pillow, but still there is a little
Slight
resistance there,
padding, slight
just
padding.
ever so much.
um, Riddle is barking insults with every
Oh,
slam of the head to Mama Kemp there, and
ooh.
eventually she gets sick of it and delivers a slap to the
Oh,
face of Mr. Casey Riddle there. Both men wind up on top of the barricade as Trey has the upper hand here, ladies and gentlemen. He's looking to suplex Riddle off the barricade and through those tables that are set up right next to them. Precarious position here for both of these men. One bad move, one slip, one trip, and it could be the end of someone's night here going through that table as a hooded man sitting next to Mama Kemp gets to his feet and pushes both men off the barricade, causing them both to go through the tables that are set up at the exact same time.
wow.
Um, Circus music begins to play as the hooded man
Huh?
removes his hood, revealing none other than our very own Jackson Law as the ref calls for the bell. As Law, who is very has a relationship with Mama Kemp. I mean, he grew up with the Church of Misery, so it's almost like family to Mama Kemp here. Gives her a smile as he exits through the crowd, and the referee is calling
Wow.
this match, ladies and gentlemen, a draw as both men both went through a table at the exact same time. Um,
Well,
and as if this feud wasn't um, dynamic to begin with, now it has another dynamic added to it with the insertion here of Jackson Law. Um, Obviously, we know the issues between him and Trey Camp, and we also understand that Trey has this championship match at the upcoming pay per view against Austin Kruger for that Universal Championship. So, um, I guess we will see now where this goes because obviously Riddle and Kemp obviously wanted to utilize tonight to end this feud, end this whatever was going on between them. No resolution there with the interference and insertion of Jackson Law. So um, I guess we'll see, right, Lavi?
Yep.
But
Man,
the main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, we have a CWN World Heavyweight Championship match. It is between the champ, the man who always delivers, the mailman, as he takes on the CWN United States champion, the Flower Princess, our second champion versus champion match, I might add. Fortunately for Flower Princess, and probably unfortunately for the mailman, only one championship is on the line during this match. So, and these two tore the house down. They tore the roof off of the United Center as they both showcased their talent, showcased why they are at the top of their respective mountains. Flower Princess being the first lady of wrestling, the goddess of wrestling, going against our world heavyweight champion, and she did not back down, shy away at all during this match against the mailman. Multiple times during this match, ladies and gentlemen, we did see Flower Princess coming just short of a 3 count, just multiple near falls, keeping the mailman off of his game. The mailman looked like he was off from the set of this match. Just the how Flower Princess played mind games, cat and mouse, just different little tactics that we've seen with the Dark Circus, that we've seen with, you know, when she was a part of Renegade, that we've seen ever since her introduction with Jackson Law. So a lot of the things that we are typical of seeing Jackson Law do here, we definitely saw Flower Princess utilize as well. Mailman would hit Flower Princess with the return to Cinder.
Oof.
And as he hooks the leg, Jackson Law's music begins to play as he begins to make his way down the ramp with that briefcase in his hand. And then we might have a cash-in scenario here, ladies and gentlemen. However, Riddle makes his way out, attacking Law from behind, taking that briefcase and just kind of just chucking it out of the way. Both of these men going back and forth. Then Trey Kemp's music hits. Trey Kemp comes running out, taking down both Law and Riddle. All three of these men brawling here on the entrance ramp. Flower Princess is kind of at a loss here, as she wants to go and help Law, but she wants to win this match. So she's distracted right now. She turns her attention back to the match, only to receive yet another return to Cinder, courtesy of the mailman, who quickly hooks the leg, gets the 3 count, grabs that championship, and gets out of Dodge here, because at any given time the circus could show up. I'm sure at any given time, hell, we don't know. Law could get the upper hand on, you know, Riddle or Trey Camp here, and tried to cash in there. So Mailman, being the, as he says, thinking man, thought through that scenario expertly and got his ass up and out of Dodge there. But as we all saw, the Princess very, 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 very close, like milliseconds close to becoming our new CWN World Heavyweight Champion. So, and that does not bode well for the rest of the locker room. I see by sometime in the near future, we will probably have our first world champion being a woman at that. So just things to look out for here. But Chicago, it's been real. It's been fun. Deep dish pizzas were amazing. And, you know, the catering that got destroyed probably was amazing too, for those who were able to get some of it before, you know, the Dark Falcons and the Psycho Avatars decided to ruin the joint. But it's been real.
The jewelry's really nice in Chicago. We got some really good deals.
Of course you would mention that. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. But we gotta go. I believe Mr. Mack is planning on giving his locker room the week off for Easter.
Yes, I will. We will have the next card announced this coming Thursday. We're going to let everybody enjoy time with their family, and then we're going to get right back at it.
So until then, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. I'm not doing that. I am not. You can do it, Riddle. You can do what Donald Smith does.
Who? Who?
God
Who?
damn it.
Who?
Let's hold on for a minute. Let's see how many people get mad that I just called Chris Mack Riddle again. Chris Mack, go on and take us away, my friend.
Well, according to my watch, it's time to cut it out. We'll see you next time.